Hi guys, my name is Emmanuel. Welcome to the first video of this brand new series. I'm going to be teaching you how to create actual iOS applications using Swift programming language. Now if you don't have prior knowledge, I recommend that you go through my previous series teaching Introduction to Swift Programming. Okay? And if you do, it's fine. You can just continue. Now in this video, I'm going to do sort of like an onboarding onto Xcode. And at the end of this video, we would have our first Hello World application. So I hope you're excited, because I am. Anyways, without further ado, let's open up Xcode. So I'm just going to search Xcode like that. Now, we're going to be creating a new project and not a playground. So I'm going to click on Create a new Xcode project. Now this is going to bring this, and the thing is, we actually have different types of applications: single view, game, augmented reality, and a whole lot of things. But for the sake of this tutorial series, we're just going to work mostly with single view applications. So just select single view app and click next. Next thing, we need to enter the name of the project. I'm just going to call this Hello World like that, and you can also select your team. It's not very important now, but if you have a team, then go ahead and select it. Your organization, your identifier. Usually this is recommended to be your domain in reverse. So com.maco, it could be com.whatever, ng. Also, we're going to be using Swift as our language because, yeah, that's what we learned. Finally, we're going to select Storyboard, not Swift UI. Swift UI is a different area entirely. So I'm going to be teaching you using Storyboards. We can uncheck core data. We're not going to be working with this now. You can uncheck unit test and UI test. We're not going to be writing tests at this time. So after this, just go ahead and click on next, and we're going to select the directory that we want this project to be created in. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and create it in iOS development. We're going to click on create, and voila. Oh my god, this is overwhelming, right? Don't worry, I'm going to go over the important things we need to know. At this time, we don't need to know everything, so don't worry, just follow along. Okay, if you look over here, we have the display name of the app. We also have the bundle identifier, and this actually is a unique string that identifies our app among millions of apps in the App Store. Okay, so this makes our app unique. We also have the version and the build. So if you look over here, we have targets, so deployment targets, depending on what iOS version you want your app to run on. You can select as low as 8.0 and as high as 13.4. Also, we can select the types of devices that we want this application to run on. So if we want only iPad, we uncheck iPhone. If we want iPhone, iPad, and you understand. We can also select the orientation, so portrait, upside down, landscape, left, right. Yeah, depending on the orientation that you want your application to work with. Okay, what else is important here? Okay, this is the app icon. It's already connected. I guess this page is quite okay. If we look over here at our left, we have our navigator. There are actually different navigators. This is project, so just hover and you're going to see the different navigators. We have project, we have source control, symbol, find, different other navigators. Let's go through the project navigator. So first we have AppDelegate, and this actually is the entry point of our application. So it allows us to be able to manage certain events that occur in our application. So if you look here, we actually have the did finish launch, so this function is triggered. Whenever a new session of a scene is created, this is triggered, different other things. And also, if you want to do something like probably set up push notification, this is a place that you'd want to configure the push notification service. Now, if we go over to our SceneDelegate, this is where we can actually manage different scenes in our application. So you can think of scenes as windows. So here this function is triggered when a scene is connected, will connect, sorry, did disconnect, different functions that are available here. So for now though, you don't need to bother so much about this. As we go deeper, you're going to see what this exactly does. Now let's go over to our assets. Now this is where we have our app icon and other icons or whatever that we're going to be using throughout our application. So we're just going to drag them here, and we're going to have access to them throughout the project. Also, we have our launch screen, and this is the first view that is displayed whenever the app is created. I'm going to show you what it looks like when we run the project, but that's what this is about. Now, this is our main storyboard, which is pretty much our board, our main design board of the application. So we're going to have different views here, and we can just design them as we choose. Okay. Now, something I'd like to show you again. You see how this Project Navigator is taking up room. We can decide to toggle the visibility by clicking on this button right here. So we could also do the same thing for this section over here, and it's going to be hidden. We can do the same thing for the bottom. So it's time to design our app. So I want us to add a hello world text over here. To do that, we need to click on this icon over here. So this is our library, and when we click, we can actually see a list of different controls or designs that we can use in our app. So I'm just going to click and drag label to our view and double click, and I'm going to write hello world like that. We're going to center this, and if you look over here, this is our attribute inspector. This is what allows us to be able to design our view. So do things like colors, font sizes, background, whatever. You can just go through all of them and play around with it. So if I want to change the color of this text, I'm just going to click here and let's use this color. I don't even know what that is. I'm going to click on the background and let's use something probably bluish. I guess it's going to go. Poof, it doesn't. Let's make this white then. Okay, so this is our hello world application, and before we actually run this, I'd like us to give a little design to our launch screen so that we can actually see the difference. So the same thing here, we just click on this button and we can drag a control. So here, let's also use the label as well. Put this at the top and say welcome. I don't know. So welcome, and we're gonna give this a background. This is going to be, let's make this purple. Okay, and this as well, we're gonna make it a white color. Good. I don't know, this looks ugly, but I'm bad at designs. Now we are ready. We have our launch screen and we have our main storyboard. So the next thing we need to do is actually run this. So to do that, first, if you look here, we have our scheme. This, you can think of it as your app itself. So this is the app, and here we can select the device we want to run on. This is my personal device, and these are actually simulators. So I'm going to use the iPhone 11 for this tutorial, and all I need to do is click on the play button. Now when I click on this, since it's the first time, it's probably going to take some time because it needs to install. Oh, it didn't. So you can see that that was our launch screen, and this is the main application. So first of all, let's close it again. And here you can see our app display name. So we click here, first our launch screen purple, and then our hello world. So congrats guys, we have made our first application. So we're gonna do some amazing things throughout this series. So just be patient and follow along. See you guys in the next video. And before I forget, don't forget to subscribe, like, it's quite helpful. Okay, guys.